Hi, my name is Nicole.
And I'm Candace, and today we'll be talking about Marina Abramovic's work, The Artist is Present.
Marina Abramovic is a performance artist. She was born in Yugoslavia. Her life growing up, it was very strict. Her parents were involved in the military, so they didn't have the opportunity or the time to give her the amount of love she deserved, so she got most of her love from her grandmother.
They were also really strict, and she talked about how due to these strict confinement times, she would work on art, and she actually started her first exhibition at the age of 12. And around the late 20s, she was introduced to performance art, and she said from then on she didn't go back.
Yeah, actually, her first piece that she started to involve the audience, she was testing the relationship between the audience and the performer, was her piece Rhythm Zero. And this is where she laid out 72 items that the audience can do whatever they wanted to her. And the audience actually stuck rose thorns in her stomach. They even had a gun, and they put the gun to her head, and then someone interjected and pulled it away. So it was really just putting her life in danger and testing her own physical and mental limits through her pieces. And this actually leads to her piece, The Artist is Present.
The Artist is Present was featured at the Museum of Modern Art.
This is actually the biggest exhibition of performance art ever featured at the MoMA.
Yeah, and from early March until the end of May, she would sit at a table in which the audience can have a direct engagement with the artist. And for that duration, she would have complete connection, like in a way,
for
it
each
would be
person,
like an emotional.
Yeah, for each person that came up, she would give them their separate, but it's all equal interaction with them, where she would, at each time someone left, she would close her eyes and look down and just give herself a moment of silence. Well, she was in silence the whole time, but gave herself
just
a
undivided
moment.
attention.
And then she would look up and engage directly with the individual person, just so they felt that equal attention and love for each one. Like, that waited in line pretty much all day just to sit there and be a part of the piece.
Yeah, some people waited 16 hours and still didn't even get to see her.
Yeah, it was very popular at the time. I think this happened in 2010, and she was there for a long time. She was there for 736 hours sitting in silence, but still, there was just more people that wanted to come and try it out.
736 or 726?
36.
36? Yeah, for 3 months. This was the longest duration for her. It was pretty tough for her as well, because she had to put herself in a situation where she wouldn't be able to eat for like 6 hours a day, or
and
go to the bathroom.
This is something most people don't know. You can see she's sitting on a chair, and there's a few inches underneath the bottom part where she's sitting. They actually cut a hole out for her, and they put like a bed tray in there, just like at the hospital. So if she ever had to, like,
I didn't know this.
do something.
Otherwise, people that came to her, they varied. Some people just wanted, I don't know, some people wanted the attention, some people just wanted to see what this whole work was about. And there are other people...
There was actually one lady who, she wanted to feel the vulnerability that Marina Abramovic was going through. So as she went to sit down, she just ripped off her dress and was just like...
She didn't rip off her dress,
yeah,
but she took out her dress, thinking it was completely okay to go nude in the public. And, of course, she was escorted away, but... She talked about, and it kind of made sense, she talked about how she wanted to be as vulnerable as Marina Abramovic was putting herself in that position, and just have that equality with her. And it made sense. There were actually some people that cried with the engagement that she was giving to them.
Because the connection was just so deep, and everyone had something on their mind. Everyone usually has something that they're worried about or anything, and it just really touched people. It touched their hearts and stuff.
It was just
sitting there.
That attention she was giving them.
There was one person she had an exception for. His name is Ulay, and he's a German performance artist, and she met him in the late 1970s, and he was someone who she actually ended up falling in a relationship with, and it was her partner.
Like an art relationship.
An art relationship, yeah, because she had rules. But they traveled in a little trailer thing for 5 years, just performing. That's all they wanted to do. And he actually surprised her, well, sort of surprised her.
Yeah, just jumping ahead of the line.
and he showed up and he just sat down, and when she closed her eyes and looked up and she saw it was him, they both started crying, and it was essentially their last performance piece together since they used to perform together. This was like 30, 40 years ago they performed together, and now he just shows up, and this was
It was unexpected. I mean, they saw each other before her performance piece was going to happen, but it was just unexpected for her, and she wasn't expecting for him to be sitting there, so she had an emotional reaction to it. Well, they both had.
Yeah, and she it seemed like she broke out of her little meditation. Like before she was completely still, but when he came, she leaned forward, reached her hands out, and they held hands together and they sort of cried. And it was just like a really
It was
deep
a
moment. That was about her, that was her only exception, but other than that, she was completely still for all 736 hours.
yeah. That was really good though.
Yeah.